What's up, guys? It's Blake here with Trade Tracer. In this week's video, we are going to recap last week's trading session and also get you prepared for the week ahead. You don't want to miss what I have coming up. I've got a phenomenal trade set up that I think you're going to want to see. We just closed out a trade on TQQQ, which those options ran for over 70%, 69 I think to be exact. So if you guys are following me, you are enjoying these nice gains that I'm providing signals in Telegram. But I have some news for you. I will be changing the pricing structure and the pricing model of the premium service. So right now the price is at $27 a month, and those of you that follow me, you can still get in on those prices through the end of this month. At the end of this month, we're going to be increasing those prices and changing the structure of the service just slightly. So all that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. You guys know this is not financial advice, and invest at your own risk. So we have the SPY pulled up here on a daily time frame. And if you guys take a look at this, we are in a 9-day bullish uptrend. So we started this uptrend back on February 4th, and we are continuing to march higher. We're still holding the 10-period moving average. The buyers are still in control, but we are losing some of the oomph, some of the momentum. So I did roll some of those profits from TQQQ into a brand new trade, and that's what I want to bring up next is gold. So if you guys have been following me, you know we've had some phenomenal trades on gold, including Nugget, the gold miners index. But right here, gold is continuing to hold the 10-period moving average. We just started a brand new uptrend. We have a 2-day close over the 10-period moving average, and the buyers are beginning to step in again. So if we zoom out, you can see we've had this break of this wedge, and this high and tight formation hasn't really given back much of the gains from this run up, and we're starting to break out to new highs. So if you follow us on Telegram, we did open up a new options call on GLD, and potentially we will open some options on NUGT if we can get some momentum in the gold sector. Now, the next trade that I want to bring up is Facebook. Facebook is one of my favorite trade setups, and the reason being is a few different reasons, actually. First off, one of my rules to trade is having price strength confirmation and confirming an uptrend. I like to trade the trends. It puts the odds of the trade in your favor. So what we have here is we have a 1, 2, 3-day close above the 10-period moving average, and each day closing higher. We also have a fresh DMI bullish crossover, so now the buyers are in control, and you can see this contour line on the Ichimoku cloud acted as support when he came back and tested this 212.64 area and hammered higher. Now, if you follow me in Telegram, you know the signal, the trigger price for us was a break above this candle's high, which was 211.22. So on Thursday, this trade triggered for us. Now, to be quite honest with you, I didn't get in until Friday because I felt like the market was a little bit extended and we could see some sort of a pullback. Now, it's important that when you trade individual stocks, most of you that follow me have noticed I probably trade more of the ETFs and the funds, and there's a reason for that. The reason that I like to trade the funds and the ETFs is because you're basically trading the entire market. You're not trying to pick the individual stocks in the market which are going to perform the best. I like to think of it as a river. So if a river is flowing downstream, and I know the flow of the river is downstream, which is the trend, so to speak, if you're relating it to trading, and the river is the S&P 500, right? Now within that river you have all different types of little jetties and streams in that river. Maybe it runs faster along the sides and slower in the middle, and that is made up of all the different stocks: the Apple, the Amazon, the Netflix, the Facebooks of the world. Now, instead of trying to pick the fastest stock or the fastest stream in the river, I think it's more beneficial and puts the odds much higher in your favor to just go ahead and trade the entire river. I'm going to trade the entire market. So that's why I trade a lot of the ETFs and the funds, because it's a much easier trade, in my opinion, because it puts the odds of the trade in your favor, and you're going with the flow of the market. Now, that being said, The reason that I got into Facebook is this is an irresistible trade setup for me. We have a hold of the Ichimoku cloud, obviously a 3-day close above the 10-period moving average, and the bulls are coming back into control. Now, obviously the trend of the market, the QQQ, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500 is in an uptrend. But now I'm looking for stocks within there and within those markets that are going to potentially outperform. Now, what I'm looking for here is this gap fill. Now, we had earnings back on January 29th. Don't quote me on it. But this earnings gap, this candle's low was 218.47, and we gapped all the way down. We actually gapped down to 206 and traded up to 211. So I'm looking for this gap fill right here, which is why I said the target for this trade is around 220. So we are expecting some sort of gap fill up to the 218, 220 area. And if that happens, obviously the stock market will likely still continue this march higher, will likely still be in this uptrend. So that's what I'm looking for on Facebook. Now, that's the Facebook trade. We've already talked about gold. And let's wrap it back up with the SPY. And before we get into SPY, I want to talk about crypto. I'm a big crypto enthusiast. I have a significant amount of capital allocated to cryptocurrency. But we can see here that Bitcoin is just trading back below 10,000 bucks. So this 10,000 seems to be some pretty heavy resistance, but as long as we hold the 9,300 area, I'm not concerned about this at all. Long term, I do think crypto does head much higher, and we could be in the makings of the next major bull cycle. That's just my 2 cents. Now, let's bring it back to the SPY. Once again, 9-day uptrend. Don't try to pick a top. Scale on gap ups and continue to ride this trend out. That's all I have for you guys today. Make sure if you like this video, hit the like, hit the subscribe. And if you're in Telegram, remember I'm going to be changing the structure at the end of the month. So you have until now, until the end of the month, to be grandfathered in at that $27 a month. And we're also going to be changing the structure just slightly. So make sure you guys are on top of that. And I'll see you again tomorrow in our Telegram group.